Newgarden on Kirkwood for the lead. Wonderful from Josef Newgarden, delivers a knockout punch. Josef Newgarden will deliver the victory in Phoenix.
Oh, nice work.
Josef Newgarden, victory in Phoenix, the championship lead. What a way to start the season. I'm delighted for you, man. I know how hard last year was for you. I know how frustrating that was. What a way to kick off the season. That fight back in St. Pete, victory today. How are you feeling?
Today felt like a gift in a lot of ways. I was not a believer in the victory midway through this race. I really wasn't. I came into it with very open mind and felt like, of course, we could fight for the win. But then, in the beginning, middle of the race, oh my God, I think there's some cars that are better than us today. And we just kept working on it. That's what we always do. We stayed in the fight. The team did a phenomenal job. We sort of went the wrong way in the middle of the race and then brought it back. We tuned the car right back in and then made the perfect call. I said, look, I want to be aggressive today. This is the only way to be on this type of race.
Here comes Newgarden on Kirkwood for the lead.
And there are blocking rules.
And here comes
Here comes Malukas.
Up on the inside of Newgarden.
Top of three.
They go both sides.
And they just crushed it. The team executed at a super high level. And then I tried to bring my best when it mattered. That's what you got to do. You got to sort of rise to the occasion when it's there, and the team was ready for it. So it feels a little bit like a gift in some ways. I sound weird saying that, but I didn't expect the win today, so it almost felt a little bit sweeter because of it.
Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's what we say, right? How well prepared did you feel? What kind of a car did you have underneath you today?
Well, you always have to be ready for opportunity, right? That's what we do. We prepare as much as possible at Team Penske. We try and execute at the highest level. That's what it comes down to. You get into these races, if you are prepared and you're ready for the moment, then you got to execute at the same time. And I feel like this team, that's what they excel at. That's what they've excelled at for 60 years. It's our 60th anniversary this year with Team Penske. It's been very cool to celebrate that and talk about the memories, the time that I've had here, and the time, obviously, that everybody's had with Team Penske. And we're trying to make the most of it. So NASCAR weekend, I love that. If anyone knows the DNA of Phoenix Raceway, is very much an IndyCar track, but it's an honor to be here with NASCAR. I love that we've got the doubleheader. I wish we had more of them. So fun to have that crowd here today. I'm going to watch the Cup race tomorrow, and what a cool weekend. So good start so far for us in the two-car.
Yeah, we were looking out at the crowd today. We estimate about 30,000 people here today to see you take victory. I got to ask you about that last caution period. How much was 2018 playing through your mind back then? Take the fresh tires, get the advantage going into the final laps.
Well, if I'm a betting man, I want to bet on the aggression, and look, it doesn't always work out. I mean, my style is sort of, all or nothing. This is how I drive. And when it comes down to an opportunity, I'm going for it. I'm either going to get there or I ended up somewhere else, and I apologize. But I think in this style of race, I've been racing IndyCars for a while now, and short oval racing with IndyCars, I think it's always better to be on the attack. That doesn't always play out, but if I'm going to take a chance, I'm taking it in that direction. So, it was interesting. I really was coming into that pit stop. I was so curious to see who was going to take it, and I was surprised more in the front didn't. And then learning that we were sitting, I think it was 9th and 10th is where Pato and I sat. I was like, this is workable. If we can make it happen, we can do it from here. And Pato did a good job, and then it kind of looked like it was going to be between him and I, and we just had enough. I mean, when I needed the car was there, and I was ready to go.
As Newgarden sweeps past and underneath Pato O'Ward, the driver of the number 2 car for Roger Penske is coming. You have something very special on short ovals. What is the trick to this kind of mastery?
There's no trick, just the best car. Look, when I win a race, it's probably because I had the best car, and I think that was the case at the end of the day.
It's lovely to see you with a smile back on your face. How much are you enjoying this? How much is this passion for this racing just flowing back out of you again? Are you in a really good place again?
Well, it's early days. It's nice to walk around a corner and not get smacked in the face with a hammer. I felt like that's what was happening.
Comedy anvil.
I swear that was happening left and right last year. And, it's early. I mean, we're 2 races in. This is a long season ahead of us. We got a lot of work to do. I said we've got to be better every time we show up. We've got a very new group on the 2-car in some respects, at least the way our information flows, the way we're working together. And this team can rise to the occasion. I know they can. So it's about being better every time we show up. And we didn't get the start we wanted in St. Pete, but we finished the way we wanted to. And we came out here and we had a great weekend. So look, let's see what we can do for 2026. I've always believed that we can figure it out, and right now we're on the right track.
And starting off strong is so important. You are leading the championship. I know you said it doesn't mean a lot with
great.
2 races in. Dude, it's been 620 plus days since anyone with a name other than Alex Palou has been leading an INDYCAR championship. That does mean something.
Yeah, I mean, look, Alex has just been excellent, you know, and I think you look at this, he's had a bad race now 50% of the time, and that's what's going to happen. You look at the championship table, yeah, he's not going to retain the lead in that, but he's going to be strong. He's not going anywhere. And I think I've said this before, people keep asking me about this championship. You have to be very open-minded. You know, Alex is excellent. I wouldn't be surprised if he just continues to win races and continues to be an issue. He's going to be that. Same with his team of Chip Ganassi Racing, but this game changes so quickly, and there's so many good people in it. I mean, you got to show respect for all the teams. You know, a guy like Christian Rasmussen on the oval today, you have to respect that. And that's just one case that I'm bringing up. But there's a lot of people, a lot of individuals that you have to show respect to, I think, in this championship. So I say all that because you don't know how these things are going to turn. Yeah, it could be status quo, it could be similar to 2025, or it could be very different. You just don't know in this championship.
Talk about respect, let's talk about Roger Penske. 60 years that he has been at the forefront of international competition. Your teammate David Malukas on the pole. All Penske lock out the front row. You take the victory today. David joins you on the podium. Joey's on the pole for the Cup race tomorrow. What a weekend it started out as.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real pleasure to drive for Roger Penske. You know, he's one of the most, I mean, I can speak from experience. I've been next to him, driving for him for 10 years now. It's my 10th year with him. He's one of the most honorable individuals I've ever met. I mean, he's, you know, when you shake his hand, his word is as good as gold. And it's very, I don't think that is just commonplace now today. You know, I mean, he's from an older time, and he's just one of the best to ever do it. And I have so much respect for him. It's been so cool to drive for his organization. There's a reason he's so revered by everybody in the organization, all the drivers that have been able to operate with him and to drive his race cars. And look, you want to make him proud, and at the end of the day, he wants to give you everything he can too. He's a competitive guy. So 60 years in, we're not trying to slow down, we're trying to get faster.
I don't want to keep you from celebrating too much longer. One final question. We're off to Arlington in a couple of days' time. Brand new circuit for everybody. You had a car that could compete, could overtake, could absolutely blast its way through the field in St. Pete. How optimistic are you to continue this run in just a few days' time?
I'm optimistic for Arlington. It's an unknown. You know, we got to come out of the gates firing there. We don't have a specific setup for that track. You know, even IndyCar, when you have a good street course package, you still have to individualize the car a little bit to each circuit. So we'll see what Arlington throws at us. But I think our street course program has been very good for the last couple of years. Road course, different story. We need to work on that. But I think as a team, we can show up there and be excellent. You saw that with Scott. You saw it with David. And I believe that we could have been, you know, in a better spot in St. Pete. I think we showed that in the race. So I'm optimistic. Very excited for the event. The Dallas Cowboys being partnered with us, Texas Rangers. They've put a lot into it. I think it's going to be a great show for IndyCar.
Josef Newgarden, race winner, championship leader. We'll see you in Arlington.
Sounds good. Thanks.